back from camp. I'm 13, and so are you. Before I left for camp, I imagined it would be me and 3 or 4 other girls I hadn't met yet, running around all summer, getting into trouble. Turned out it would be me and just one boy. That's you. And we're still at camp as long as we're on the bus and not at the pickup point where our parents will be waiting for us. We're still wearing our orange camp t-shirts and we still smell like pine needles. I like you, and you like me. And I'm more than like you. But I don't know if you do or don't more than like me. You've never said, so I haven't been saying anything all summer, content to enjoy the small miracle of a boy choosing to talk to me, and choosing to do so again the next day, and so on. A boy who's smart and funny, and who, if I say something dumb for a laugh, is willing to say something 2 or 3 times as dumb to make me laugh, but who also gets weird and wise sometimes in a way I could never be. A boy who reads books no one's assigned to him, whose curly brown hair has a line running through it from where he used a tie to hold it up while it was still wet. Back in the real world, we don't go to the same school, and unless one of our families moves to a dramatically different neighborhood, we won't go to the same high school, so this is kind of it for us. Unless I say something, and it might especially be for us if I actually do say something. The sun's gone down, and the bus is quiet. A lot of kids are asleep. We're talking in whispers about a tree we saw at the rest stop that looks like this kid we know, and then I'm like, can I tell you something? And all of a sudden, I'm telling you, and I keep telling you, and it all comes out of me, and it keeps coming out, and your face is there and gone and there and gone as we pass underneath the orange lamps that line the sides of the highway, and there's no expression in it. And I think just after a point, I'm just talking to lengthen the period of time where we live in a world where you haven't said yes or no yet, and regrettably, I end up using the word destiny. I don't remember in what context, it doesn't really matter. Before long, I run out of stuff to say, and you smile and say, okay. I don't know what you mean by it, but it seems vaguely positive, and I would leave in order to not spoil the moment, but there's nowhere to go because we're on the bus, so I pretend to be asleep, and before long, I really am. I wake up, and the bus isn't moving anymore. I turn, and you're not there. Then again, a lot of kids aren't in their seats anymore. We're parked at the pickup point, which is in this Methodist church, and the bus is half empty. You might be in your dad's car by now. Your bags and things piled high in the trunk. The boys in the back of the bus are shrieking and laughing and taking their sweet time disembarking, so I swing my legs into the aisle to get up off the bus just as one of them reaches my row. It used to be our row on our way up. It's Michael, a boy who was suspended from 3rd grade for a week for throwing rocks at my head. Adolescence is doing him a ton of favors body-wise. He stops and looks down at me. And his head is blasted from behind by the dome light, so I can't really see his face, but I can see his smile. And he says one word. Destiny. Then him and the boys clogging the aisle behind him all laugh. And he turns and leads them off the bus. I didn't even know you were friends with them. I find my dad in the parking lot. He drives me back to our house. Camp is over, and so is summer. Even though there's 2 weeks left until school starts. This isn't a story about how boys are evil or love is bad. This is a story about how I learned something. And I'm not saying this thing is true or not, I'm just saying it's what I learned. I told you something. It was just for you. And you told everybody. So I learned to cut out the middleman, to make it all for everybody always. Everybody can't turn around and tell everybody. Everybody already knows. I told them. This means that there isn't a place in my life for you or someone like you. Is it sad? Sure. But it's a sadness I chose. I wish I could say this was a story of how I got on the bus a girl, and I got off a woman, more cynical, hardened, and mature and shit, but that's just not true. I got on the bus a girl, and I never got off. I still haven't.